Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. It's 4:31 a.m. Monday, September 21st. Today, we're going to show you how this whole scam called veganism and how it works. How a company or a foundation, the Jesse and Julie Roush Foundation, incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit charity, is giving money to one of the icons of veganism, Dr. Michael Greger to be exact. Also, a doctor who has no proof that he's done any of his residency or 1 hour of internship. How he can call himself a doctor is beyond me if he hasn't finished those two key factors in getting your license to be a doctor. That's another story. That'll be my next video. Now, we're going to talk about the Jesse and Julie Roush Foundation. Okay, a simple investigation that anybody could follow. I tell you that the Jesse and Julie Roush Foundation is donating the money, and there's a reason why this foundation is giving the money, and there's a reason why this foundation was founded in the first place. Okay. Now, you can, reach the foundation of the address that Dr. Greger provides from his site. It'll tell you Jesse Roush is the chairman. Well, I know Jesse Roush is involved with Hedgewood Inc. Okay, I'm familiar with him. I've been in business for 30 years. I kind of pick up names. He's an angel investor. I have a relative that's very high in the venture capital business. I'll just leave it at that. So all I have to do is just ask. Okay, this is Hedgewood Inc. It's an investment firm. Finance, asset management, private equity services. It's a typical run-in-the-mill. We invest large amounts of money in companies, specifically startups. Okay, so what they're doing here is they'll go and review these people looking for venture capital as a startup, say Beyond Meat, for instance, before it became popular. They'll review it, the idea they like it, they'll throw in some venture capital, but there'll be some stipulations. Then they'll go and give money to a 501c3 to this clown to promote the business and get vegans to buy the product. Okay? This guy's all about business. He isn't a philanthropist if he doesn't gonna think he's gonna make money. Now, you can also see this investor profile for Mr. Roush. It's very easy to see. You go to PitchBook. He's an angel investor. Okay, it'll tell you a little something of how Mr. Roush invests and he makes money on these companies. He starts these companies, he builds them up, and he sells them off to larger companies for huge profit. That's how he makes his money. That's how he's become a multimillionaire. He's been doing this since he's 24 years old. You'll see he's got 24 investments in his portfolio, and he exits out of 15. He seeds the companies, he gets them started, he sells them off for a huge profit. Once he's out of that neck of the woods, out of that business, he stops donating to nutritionfacts.org because there's no need for him to have this guy shill veganism if he sold off his vegan company at a huge profit. And a lot of vegans are starting to realize that now as we see scuffling over the pool of donations is starting to shrink because these vegans don't got it in their head that they've been used and now they're being hung out to dry, as in the case of Joey Carbstrong and Anonymous Voices. So now you go, well, what proof? What is their investments? A lot of it's covered up. You could find it. He does a lot of social content and communication software. Okay, So they're familiar with these YouTube-like, Facebook-like companies, okay? And that's what they used against you. They pooled their resources to get you to promote veganism. But you see, this is a very small part of what he's involved in, you see. You have to go to these other ones that he exit, but they hide off the names. Of course, again, they want you to pay to see what this guy's up to. But you can actually find out what he's actually leaving and coming into is by looking at his co-investors, the people he's partnered up with to start, to seed these companies. Now, I know Midland Capital. I'll just cut it at that. And this company invests in. Let's say we're promoting veganism and there's an ulterior motive. What would it be to promote veganism? Agriculture chemicals, other commercial products, specialty retail, vegan products, biotechnology. He's also involved in pharmaceuticals, though you don't see that here. Other agriculture, food products, agriculture chemicals. Now you can see the tie that Midland Capital exit 24. Okay? Merger acquisition, merger acquisition, merger acquisition. What does that mean? That means he sold off the companies, you see? It's not a coincidence when people say veganism had its heyday from 2013 to 2017, because that's when he decided to sell off his companies and take his profit. This isn't something that's hard to understand. The angel investor opens up a foundation, starts promoting veganism by giving donations to this quack right here. This quack goes, oh, veganism this, veganism, eat vegan products, buy all these vegan products. Oh, this vegan product, all of them are doing it. The same thing. This is the same thing that plant-based. They're also donating to plant-based news, and they're doing the same thing there. They're paying these influencers. In return, they sell the ebooks for them. They put them in bundles, and plus they're also giving them a little piece of the pie. They're kicking back more than what these people are actually selling on the ebooks. They're getting donations to keep their channels up and running, and a lot of them you'll see starting to go to OnlyFans, going into basically the porn industry, is because the donations are drying up, and the donations are drying up because they sold off the vegan companies. You see, all of these companies you see here, Midland Capital Investments, these are all going to be acquired by a larger company and basically sold out, and then you'll see merger acquisition. They'll be exiting them. It's a common shake and bake. You see these? Merger acquisition, merger acquisition, merger acquisition. You come in, you seed the companies, you create them, you generate the business through a fake foundation by getting a quack to back you and push the product out on the open markets to all the stooges that don't understand what's going on. Oh, it's about the animals. Buy this vegan product. Oh, what I eat in a day. All of these are paid for. These influences are paid for that. Okay, all those vegan pitch products they put up there, they're getting a piece of the cake. You understand? And if you go to plant-based news, you can go into their videos and see all the people that you'll recognize. A lot of them that get interviewed on plant-based news. Oh, wow, look at that. Brian Turner is on plant-based news doing an interview. They get paid for that interview. They're not doing it for free. All the work that they're putting up there, they're not doing it for nothing. They're getting paid for it. They're getting paid to pitch the vegan products that this guy is giving them the money to pitch. They receive these products for free, and they pitch them on their YouTube channel, and they get rewarded for it. It's part of their agreement. It's just a business. That's why you see these people acting like aggressive used car salesmen, like say Freely. It's very easy to understand. This isn't hard. So now you look at this guy's portfolio. If you want, you can pay, and you can see what he's got. This is what he exited from. This is what he has, right? But you would have to look at his other partners that are involved, like Midland Capital, and see what they're invested in is what they're invested, and he's gonna, sooner or later, they're gonna exit these companies. You see, they're food products. You have to pay to see that. You can guarantee. I know this is all vegan products. This agriculture chemicals has to do with growing produce, other agriculture, biotechnology. All of that has to do with growing with farms. You see what they're doing? They're starting these fake meat companies. They're seeding them. You're eating the hexane-filled meat. He sells off the company to, say, Cargill, who says, "Frigate, we'll take over the whole meat industry, the real and the fake." They exit. They make money. Then they turn around. Well, we don't need this clown anymore. Let's stop pulling our donations and keeping them for ourselves. And then you get Joey Carbstrong taking funding from anonymous voices. That's how easy it is. And if they want to dispute this with me, I'll do the same thing that Joey Carbstrong is. Let me see your financial records, Joey Carbstrong. Let me see who your top donor is. Who is that donor that you stopped from funding Animal Voices? Who is he? I can guarantee it's either the Roush Foundation or somebody that's involved in plant-based snooze. Those are the only two out there that are out there. So this is very revealing about following the money. Here's the pitch book. Here it is, Jesse and Julie Roush Foundation with their 501c3 fake charity. Okay. Here is the Roush Foundation, Jesse and Julie Roush, right from the Dr. Greger link. Right. Here's Jesse Roush. This is his company. Total capitalism, stripping the world of assets to make himself richer. That's vegans. They're fixing the world. They're making it a better place. Meanwhile, they're just freaking useful idiots. You also got to realize Jesse Roush also has to do with the biopharma industry. Of course, when you eat the hexane burgers, you're going to need some pharmaceuticals down the line to help you cope with that neural damage you got from eating those hexane burgers. Here's his investor profile. His investor profile just shows you he's an angel investor. He seeds the company, starts it up, promotes the business to a fake 501c3. He gets a stooge like Dr. Greger and all the other influencers out there to go and push his business and his products. He builds up a client base on those companies. Then when the company gets worth more than what he put into it at a certain point, he sells it off. And then he tells you, oh, you want more donations for the veganism cause? I'm out of that business. Go fuck yourself. And that's exactly what's happening when Joey Carbstrong pulled funding for anonymous voices. And it's very easy to see. That's all this guy does, is to create businesses and he exits them. I don't approve of the methods that he uses to get these businesses up and running and profitable by telling you that the products he sells are 100% healthy. And I don't think that he should be doing that. I think it's unethical, especially since these people are saying that the products are 100% nutritious, and what's happening to a lot of these children? They're dying. But that's business. They consider that, hey, we got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. That's the attitude. They don't give a shit about people. Capitalism never gave a shit about people. They care about one thing, money. Money. All right? So again, Midland Capital Investments is one of his partners, and this is all the stuff that they've involved in. Mostly agriculture, chemicals, vegan. What's ethical about agriculture chemicals? Spraying them all over the place, killing the bees. poisoning the water base. What's so great about that? Let's see. Let's see plant response. Yeah, let's see what that is. Pardon me. It's private. $76.9 million. This is who the vegan influencers are actually working for. Okay? Agriculture chemicals in Europe. They're trying to using natural compounds that increase plant immunity, enhance tolerance to crops such as droughts and salinity. So you know what they're doing? They're making Frankenfood. Okay? When they say they're making plants using natural compounds, no, they're not. They're using that GMO tech, and they're just using the softer name so you don't know what it is. There goes their website. Let's take a look. Rooted in science, trusted by growers. So what these people are doing is they're genetically altering the plants to increase crop yields. This is an old biotech trick, calling it natural when they're in the lab creating Frankenstein plants. So there you go. And yet the vegans, it's all natural. That they're out there crossing genes, splicing genes, putting animal genes in plants. There you go, vegans. That's another question. If a plant has an animal gene in it, is it really still a plant or an animal? So there you go. And they do this bioengineering in companies that have lax bioengineering rules about how much human who knows, they might be putting human DNA in plants in order for them to be to deal with tolerances. Look, increase plants' immunity, enhance tolerance to crop stresses such as drought and salinity, as well as facilitate nutrient use efficiently, and enabling agricultural professionals to protect plant health and enhance plant growth. Dr. Frankenstein, just say it. These guys are Dr. Frankenstein for plants. God knows what they're crossing the plants with. They're going to be pig DNA inside your kale, and you wouldn't even know it. That's why I say vegans are a fucking joke. You're a joke. You swear you know everything. You can't follow this simple little breadcrumb trail that this clown here, this sham, this quack, has left for you to follow. And it just goes all the way to big business and pharmaceutical and biotech engineering companies. It was that easy. I know to vegans, this is going to seem like magic. Ooh, he knows how to use the computer to look up stuff. Alright, people, I'm done today. This is very upsetting. And to see that these people get away with this crap, and there's people dumb enough to fall for it, that they buy this, they have this obsession of what they eat every minute of the fucking day that they're awake. They probably dream about eating kale. Meanwhile, these biotech companies have probably got spider genes in the food. God knows what they got in the food. Those plants are not natural plants, I can tell you that right now. I can guarantee if you do some research, you'll find out a lot of these plants are crossed with animal DNA. Alright, I'm out. Good luck to yous all. Yous are gonna need it. Because a lot of yous take everything for face value. You see a smile and a pair of tits or a handsome guy, and you run out to go buy it. What do you think they use people like John Venus and all these good-looking people like Freely to buy these friggin' products? It's marketing. Alright, I'm out. This gets me pissed. I'm out.